I grew up down in Davidson County. Uh, you know where the church is from Papa's old place?
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a back this side of the church. Um, there was an old house that we lived in, and that's where I was born. And we had a smokehouse out and a barn, and had a barnyard that Juanita cranked the old T model forward and got it going around and didn't know how to stop it. She just kept going around and around. Said we'll just go till we run out of gas. And she took Grandpa Weavil home. He lived at Uncle Bert's and down at Leonard's block plant, right across from the creek from Leonard's block plant. And she hit the ditch. She cut too short, and he bounced around. And he said, "You ain't a very good driver." And he's the one that was a staunch Republican.
Yeah.
He only took the Lexington Dispatch because that was the only Republican paper that was published around. And the mailman asked him one day, he said, "Cicero," said, "which would you rather be, a horse thief or a Democrat?" He said, "Lord God," said, "I'd rather be a horse thief." Said, "God would forgive me for that."
That's awesome.
And he was quite a guy. We were all about the same size, and Grandpa and Dad and myself. We traded clothes after we got grown. And I had a cousin that worked at Frank Stiss, and I'd get his clothes. I'd buy his clothes. He wouldn't even have them cleaned, and I'd buy them. I was the best dressed man in Winston-Salem at one time. and Papa was too then, because I passed them all down to him. And because he'd buy several suits a year, you know, and I didn't even have to alter them. They fit me to a T, and they fit Dad too.
What did he do for a living?
He farmed,
Okay.
yeah,
What did he farm?
at Davidson County there.
Okay. What did he farm? Like what
Uh,
kind of crops and
It was tobacco,
okay.
corn, wheat, but tobacco was the main thing. That was the money crop.
How did
Cleo was the oldest, and then Bob. I'll name the boys. Then Bob, Bruce, myself, and Ned.
okay.
And then it was Margaret, Juanita, Helen, and Betty.
Okay. So how big of a difference was y'all's ages?
It's 2 years difference at a certain time of the year between every one of us.
Really?
Yeah,
So how old what year were you born and what were you born?
1921.
Okay. So
Uh,
I'm named after Cluel. That's my like real first name.
uh-huh.
Cluel and so when was he born? 19 was it 11 or 19?
Yeah.
1911.
He was 10 years older than I.
Okay. Okay. So what was it like growing up with him? What all did y'all do and what
I
y'all do for
always
fun? Or?
thought Cluel was the stuff, you know. I sort of worshipped him, and he and I got along real good. And we worked together at Big Paint Company till I went into service.
Okay.
And then when I came out, I went to work for Ed Kelly. And so Cluel, he had it the hardest. Because he worked for Uncle Charlie Weavil in the sawmill, and I know we'd get up early in the morning, and it'd be dark as all get out, and he'd crank an old Model T and put water in it. We had to drain the water out of it every night and keep it from freezing. And he'd take off and go up to Uncle Charlie's and go to work on the sawmill. We'd play softball and football and baseball
Yeah.
and ride horses. And Dad traded horses all the time. He'd go out. I know one time he went out west and bought a carload of horses. Never had bridles on them, and brought them back into High Point. And we went over and got them. And I know I was back in the car running them out, and this horse backed up against me, and I pushed, and the harder I pushed, the harder he pushed back on me. So I finally could get my hand in my pocket, and I got my knife out, and I jabbed him, and he jumped out of the way, and I got out of there.
What age did you go into the service?
I was 20.
20.
Mhm.
What year was that?
40. When I went in service was May of 42, and I was living in High Point at the time, and Ed Kemp and myself came to Winston, was going to join the Air Force, and they didn't need, they had their quota at that time. So we got about halfway back to High Point, and one of us said, let's join the Marine Corps. And we turned around, went back to Winston, and got my papers and everything, and went down through the country, had to get Mom and Dad to sign for me. And got to High Point, and I dropped my letter into the mailbox, and went down to his house, and his dad and mother wouldn't sign for him. So I had to go by myself. And I went with a gang of guys that was from Yadkinville and Wilkesboro, up in that area. And they all made moonshine. And so we got down to Raleigh to get signed in, and they had a fruit jar full of white light, and they was drinking it. And on the way down to Paris Island, on the bus, the next day they was drinking and carrying on, and so they got down to Yamasee right before getting into Paris Island, and the sergeant met us, and he said, "Who's in charge of this?" And one of the guys said, "I am." And the sergeant said, "We'll straighten you up in a hurry." I came back, went to work for Ed Kelly's, and I was selling room air conditioners. And P.H. Haynes called Ed, and Ed sent me over to look at his, I guess, big den where they entertained, and the entrance to put in an air conditioning place. And so I was talking to Mr. Haynes and what it would take to do it. And Ms. Haynes came in, and she said, "What are you messing with this young kid for?" I said, he don't know nothing about this stuff. And I said, "Let me tell you something. If it hadn't have been for me and people like me, you wouldn't be sitting here in your fine house. And don't tell me I'm a young kid and never been in any place." But I said, I went through the service, and I'm back here working, and I know what I'm doing. And it happened that it worked out real good. And Mr. Haynes, she just got up and left when I jumped on her. I really told her off. And she went back upstairs, and Mr. Haynes had his head down, just about to laugh out loud because somebody had really stopped her. But Mr. Waddington would walk over your bank. I air conditioned his big house on Buena Vista Drive, and it worked out real good.
Everybody just went and served and then came back and got to work.
Yeah, we didn't tarry long. We got
Yeah.
us a job immediately. Went to work.
Was it hard to deal with everything they saw and everything they dealt with and fighting? Was it hard for them to get over it, or they just getting back to work?
What I was in, it was no problem, and I don't think the rest of them had any problem
Yeah.
getting over it.
So what was your other brothers like? Cluel said he worked all the time. Bob, Ned, and Bruce. How were they growing up?
They were fine. The older ones, some of looked after us kids and supervised us, so we listened to them growing up.
Yeah.
Didn't you get your tail whopped? The Braves.
The Braves.
I've always liked the Braves. There wasn't no Braves when I was coming up.
Yeah.
Well, I think what he's doing is as good as you can do. I'll be honest and
That's fine. It's fine.
shoot straight with everybody. You can't go wrong with that.
Before
Now don't forget me.
Sure and tell lies.
What?
Now don't forget me.
I won't.
This-
Well, they need a bunch of Weavils coming.
That's right.
We'll take care of it.